You're listening to a Wildcatsportsreport.com catcast. Trying a new little format here as the first fall practice for the 2013 season is just concluded, and we're sitting in the parking lot at McHale Center by the practice facility. Breaking it down a little bit, I'm Brad Allis, editor-in-chief of Wildcatsportsreport.com on the 24/7 Sports Network. And the word that Coach Rodriguez used to describe the practice was uneven. Saw some things he liked, saw some things he didn't like, and I can tell you, at least from watching the practice, I'd say that's pretty good. The defense made some plays, the defense got burned, offense made some plays, offense made mistakes. One thing he did point out, he did not seem to be real happy with the play of B.J. Danker. Danker threw a couple interceptions, which Rodriguez hinted were not good interceptions, and did not allow Danker to speak with the media afterwards, so he was not happy. Quarterback position, there was some other news as well. Jesse Scroggins, the junior college transfer who missed most of full go in spring ball, was held out again. Apparently suffered a freak concussion while doing a workout with the team. Took an elbow a few days ago and was not cleared to play, was in the yellow jersey. Because of that, Anu Solomon, the true freshman, was actually running most of the time with the twos. And I know it's the first practice. It's very early to say how Solomon did, but looked pretty good. Running with the twos right now, which leads you to believe the coaching staff might want to see him play some more and see if he can earn whether it be the starting spot or the backup spot. Threw the ball pretty well, had a good long touchdown. Does have some little mistakes, little footwork things that he need to be worked out. There are times he throws off wrong foot, doesn't get the feet set, or even a little hop or skip at times. But for the most part, looked good. Live arm, maybe a little bit better than he looked on film. And one thing that impressed me, pretty quick out there. And, obviously not the next coming of Jeremiah Masoli necessarily, but a guy who can move a little bit, so read option or just running draws is something he looks like he'll be able to do. We also saw Kyrie McGee, who was a late addition to the recruiting class right there around signing day, and he did begin his Wildcat career at quarterback. There was some talk he might move, and he's a big kid. He looks to be about 6'3", 6'4", and has a pretty live arm as well. Not as high up on the initial depth chart, but a guy who looks like if they want to keep him at quarterback, that he could be a pretty efficient player, at least with the physical tools. Obviously, there's a lot more to it than just being able to sling the rock, but he can do it. Other things of note, obviously, Kadeem Carey is Kadeem Carey, but Daniel Jenkins, who left the program and rejoined the program, initially was going to transfer to Washington State and didn't. Apparently he took advantage of not being enrolled in the spring and had no NCAA rules about how much he could work out, because the guy came in shape, looks like a beast, and whatever he did, maybe spending the entire day at the gym or whatever, but he looked very good. And another guy, keep an eye on Jared Baker. His speed looks tremendous. Those are right now the three guys, Zach Green, Pierre Cormier, the true freshman. It didn't look bad, but they have a ways to go. If you're scoring at home, and it's very early, the first-string offensive line included Jacob Arzuman running center, with JC transfer Steven Garola running with the twos. That meant Chris Putton was playing guard instead of center, where he played a lot of the spring. But Rich Rodriguez had all three guys kind of in contention for that starting center spot. On the defense side of the ball, Roy, one thing that kind of jumped out at you is the size and speed of three of the freshman linebackers. Scooby Wright, Derek Turturi, especially looked very good, very big out there, and very fast as well. And you throw in DeAndre Miller, who has been a beast in the weight room as well. And those three guys right now are kind of running with the twos and threes. They have a group of about 6 or 7 who are running with the ones in various degrees, but don't be shocked if at least 1 or 2 of the freshmen don't leap up and at least make second team, and maybe look to fight to start. The only 2 guys who are assured of starting spots, assuming they don't collapse, are good old Jake Fisher and Marquise Flowers. The 2 seniors will start. Right now, Sir Thomas Jackson was getting a lot of run, as was Dakota Conwell, and Dozier, C.J. Dozier. They were getting a lot of run. Kenny Bushlew a little less, but was running with them. But right now, yeah, look out for those freshmen. A lot of DBs, a lot of speed added. Again, the young guys look good. Derek Babiash looked terrific. He's a legit 6'1". He's a big corner and really did well in some of the drills. He's a guy who looks like he may be able to move up play a lot early on. And a late addition to the class, Jarvis McCall, looked very good as well, playing a lot of free safety. Maybe the two guys who had the best day, though, are some of the old standbys. Jared Tevis had a couple picks, as did Tremaine Bondurant. Both guys making some big plays on defense, as much as you can make when you're just wearing shorts, T-shirts, and helmets. No pads, obviously, not even shells for this first practice. But overall, some things you like, some things you don't like. The defense, though, they can go legit 3 deep now. They're not going to be scrambling to at least field some backups. Offensively, they still got to find some answers. Especially at receiver. As they were a little thin at slot receiver, we saw Samaje Grant getting a lot of run at slot receiver. Johnny Jackson, who's still a non-scholarship player, playing a lot there as well. So as Arizona, not only lost a number of guys, a couple kids who were supposed to transfer in the program as well. And then you got injuries to guys like David Richards, the receiver position, just a little bit thin. But overall, maybe Rich Rodriguez is right, uneven. Definitely looks ahead of where they were last year. And maybe the biggest thing, disappointment, was 3, 4, 5 guys did not do very well at the end of practice conditioning test. And that could affect their status on the depth chart, because a lot of veterans came in not quite able to do what you needed to do to pass that test, which means they probably didn't work hard enough in the off-season. But overall, an uneven practice, a good practice. And stay tuned. Check out Wildcatsportsreport.com. We'll have video, we'll have recaps, and we'll have the latest news and notes, as well as a whole lot of recruiting. As if you've been paying attention, Arizona on a recruiting spree, bringing in upwards of 10 players in the last week or so. Once again, I'm Brad Allis for Wildcat Sports Report. Thanks for listening to the CatCast.